Hi, I just want to say welcome to the show, Shaquille.
Hi.
Hi, thanks for being on the show.
No problem.
Yeah, so I just want to know a little bit about you, what you do for a living.
So I live in North Carolina now. I'm originally from New Britain, Connecticut. I actually got a good job doing software, working on computers in North Carolina. So do web design and such.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I
now,
love it.
you have a relationship?
Yeah, new. It's kind of new and fresh, like puppy love, I guess.
Okay, so how did you meet?
Actually, a friend of mine, her name is Kay. She was talking to a guy. She said, "Hey, my guy friend, has a friend. He thinks you're pretty cute." And I was like, I didn't even know he noticed me or anything.
But this was at work?
Yeah, she works with me. Her guy friends, they don't work with us at all. So. She said, "Hey, let's go on a double date." And I said, "Sure."
So where did you go?
We went to IHOP, and it was my idea because, listen to this, it's kind of funny. I said, "Let's go somewhere in the morning so he doesn't think he can come home with me at night." So let's go to breakfast.
That's funny. That's funny.
So I said, "We're not going anywhere at night. We're gonna do breakfast." So I met his friend. They do mechanics. They work on cars and such. And I thought he was okay. I thought he was kind of weird at first.
Okay. So what was weird, you think?
I could definitely tell he was nervous. I didn't know if he. I guess you could tell he kind of liked me, but he was kind of stiff, uptight. And I was trying to tell him to, loosen up a little bit.
Okay.
Because me, I was being my natural self and telling jokes and stuff. I consider myself kind of funny, and he was just telling me a lot about himself on the first date. So I was like, oh, that's good that he's telling me a lot about himself, but a lot of people normally don't do that on the first date. So, but he was very uptight and stiff, and I thought he was nervous, and I was trying to tell him to loosen up a little bit.
And how long you been together?
It's been about like 6 months.
So far?
So far, so good. I really like him. He's a pretty good guy.
So what was like your first attraction when you saw him?
So when our next date, we went to the movie theaters. He told like I said, at first he was stiff, but then he loosened up at the movie theaters. The next date, it was just us two, wasn't a double date. And he told a couple of jokes, and I was like, okay, now you loosened up. And then he got kind of funny, and then I was like, okay, I can hang out with this guy. He can roll with me.
And he's a little more funny now.
He's a little bit funnier, so I definitely like that about him.
Okay. So do you see yourself like, okay, in the future with this guy? You think this is like the one? Sometimes if you were just like, okay, I just want to just test the waters or whatever, but.
I'm not too sure. I get nervous when I say, oh, this is the one, and it's not the one. But so far, so good. Like I said, he has a great head on his shoulders. He's a hard worker. He loves his job, and he respects me, and he loves me, and I love him as well. So, so far, it's going well. So I'm hoping he is the one. And like I said, it's going well so far, but I don't want to get ahead of myself.
So what about like arguments and stuff? Have you gotten to any of those yet?
We have. I think they're kind of small, petty arguments.
So give us an example.
Some arguments is like when I go over to his place, I tell him to clean up. He's such a guy sometimes. Excuse me, not all guys are the same. But I'm like, clean up. And he's like, this isn't even your place. So sometimes I like pick up his stuff.
And help.
Yes. And I just help. And then sometimes I like, if I use some of his dishes, I wash his dishes. And he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I just saw this plate here. Let me just wash it real quick and stuff. And he's like, oh, you're such a nagger. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just like being really clean.
Right. And stuff like that, when you're in a relationship, you see that, okay, so if we do live together, this is what I know I have to put up with. So you get that idea, like, when you see their house, you be like, okay, so I know he's not like one of the person that
the cleanest person. But I mean, he's not a total mess. But I know that since he lives by himself, he's comfortable with just, putting his work clothes to the side. I know he does do laundry, but he may not, put it in the dirty clothes hamper right away. And he knows, hey, I'm not living with anyone, so I don't have a need for that right now. So
you think like things would change if decided you're to be together?
Yeah, definitely. Because he knows how I am, and he knows I will not put up with that. So I think, having respect for me, I think that he will, definitely change that.
Okay, now have you like met his parents and stuff? Usually after 6 months, you usually
that
gives you a sign if he's serious or not.
Yeah, normally since he's from California, not yet.
Cool.
I haven't. The last time I've been in California, I was. It was back in November, but it was not where he's from. He's from Southern California, and I was in Northern California for work. So I haven't, but his family does know about me. Okay. And we've talked on the phone, so they know who I am, and so far they like me, and I like them. So we're planning on meeting. Okay. I'm planning on meeting his family soon, so I'm excited. I'm very excited. Yes.
Now, like conversation on the phone, basically, like when they call, they speak to you.
Yes.
As well as him.
Yes, definitely. Normally how that conversation goes, they ask how we're doing, and they ask the same question, what are you guys arguing about this time or anything? How is he treating me? Because they want to make sure that their son has respect for women and such.
And so that's good in a relationship because sometimes, you know, when they step in and they say, you know, you need to have respect for, you know, the one you're dating, that's very important because sometimes they just don't.
Right, and his mother definitely taught him better than that. I can tell that, you know, he has love and respect for his mother, and his mother instilled in him respect for women. So I definitely like his mother so far, and I just know that when I meet her, it's going to be nothing but love, and I'm excited because a lot of moms don't like, you know, the daughter-in-laws. Look, I'm already talking about being a daughter-in-law. But I already know, you know, a lot of the moms don't like the women that their son is dating. And it seems like she already likes me. So I'm just already prepared to like meet her, and you know, I already know it's going to be good.
That's good. Now let's talk a little bit about the religion. You know, is he, you know, a religion that the mother, because you know sometimes they be like, oh, what is she? She's a religion, and you know they like to keep that in the family. Okay,
so his parents are definitely really big into the church. They're Christians. He and I don't go to church as much as we should, but we're definitely the same. We're both Christians. We're both Baptists. So we do go to church when we can. I'm definitely very busy with work, and so is he. But when we do go to church, we do know and understand that God is very important in our lives. So his parents, both his parents believe that we should be going to church more. And so that's something that we're working on, and that let's say we start a family and, you know, plan on getting married, starting a family, that we're going to try and have our kids go to church more with us as well.
That's good. Now you in the old tradition where you want to get married before you have kids and stuff like that? Because you know, like now it's like, oh, we just got to have the kids.
Because I don't want to have the kids and they be out of wedlock and all that stuff. I do believe that, you know, we should be married, enjoy our time together first, and then start having kids, because I don't want to have kids right away. I want us to still enjoy our time together.
So you are looking for kids?
Everyone asks me that question. Even my parents are like, yeah, have grandkids for us. His parents definitely want grandkids, and like I said, we've only been together for 6 months. So I want to be together for maybe a couple more years first. You know, when he pops the question, we get married. I think whenever God just says, hey, this is the time, I think we'll know when we're ready to have children.
That's good. And like you say, tradition, so you know you want to get married before the kids.
Yes,
but you want to enjoy each other first, because a lot of time people just jump into it and have kids, you know, right away, and then they don't really have time for each other.
And they don't have time to travel. And granted, you can travel with children, but that's kind of a hindrance, and you have to spend more money. And the kids don't really remember until they get older. So I definitely want to spend time with him first and go overseas. You want to travel the world first. So.
Oh, okay. So like, what places you think you want to visit?
Definitely Italy. Top there. You know, France. They say Paris, France is one of the romance places. We're very romantic. You know, I'm going to be at the Eiffel Tower and kiss and get some pictures there. Definitely want to go to England. So a lot of places in Europe. I definitely want to go to.
Wow, that's interesting. You say you have a big interested in Europe and traveling
definitely
places.
A lot of places in Europe, and definitely want to travel and go there first. So.
That sounds great. I mean, it seems like you have everything going and stuff. So basically, like you said, he hasn't popped the question yet.
Not yet.
Have you ever talked about it at all?
We have talked about it. He's definitely excited for marriage.
Because some people's not the marriage type. I just have to tell you.
And you know what? I don't think it's him. I honestly think it's me. I think I'm the one with the commitment issues. But I think he's a great guy, and I think he's definitely the one who's like ready for it. But he's kind of waiting to see where I am, you know, with myself and when I'm comfortable for it. So I think he's just pretty much waiting on me, and definitely getting to know each other more, because 6 months, some people may think, oh, that's enough time, but I'm not ready. But I think, maybe another 6 months. Who knows?
Right.
Who knows?
And what about like personality-wise? Describe his personality. And let's say his name again. I'm sorry.
His name is Isaiah.
Okay, Isaiah.
Sorry.
Nice
Hey,
name.
Isaiah. How you doing?
So Isaiah is a nice name. So so Isaiah, let's make a connection. So Isaiah.
You said his personality?
Yeah.
Okay, he's very funny. Like I said, after he gets over his nervousness and shyness, he's very funny. He's always cracking a joke or two, which I love. He's very caring and down to earth, but before that, he's like the Hulk. He's always in the gym wanting to work out, and he puts on this like tough face.
Oh, wow, yeah.
He puts on a tough face. He doesn't want he wants people to know, like, oh, hey, you can't mess with me. I am tough, but he's really like soft inside. He's like, kind of reminds me of the Hulk, Once you get past that barrier and get those layers off, he's really kind, and you can talk to him literally about anything.
That's good.
Like I said, he's also a very hard worker. He's the kind of guy, like, if they call him in for extra hours at work, he's willing to go in against his better judgment. It could be like 9, 10 o'clock at night, and he's like, hey, babe, I'm going to go into work. So if you call me, I'm going to be at work. I'm going to be pretty busy.
Okay, so you do a lot of texting back and forth.
Yeah, that's the generation. We text a lot. We don't really call each other.
How often do you think you're your texts?
All day, every day.
Yeah, so give me an example, like what you'll be texting,
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
I'm good. What you doing today? I'm doing this. Like, we don't even call that much unless it's a conversation that's like, it's not like I need to know the answer like right away. Like, hey, babe, can you pick this up for me for dinner tonight, or such and such? Hey, I'm at this place right now. Do you want anything? Like, I needed to know right now. It's better to make a phone call than a text, but we'll text silly things like, hey, look what I saw. I thought of you. Like, if I see something at the mall, and I know he likes these certain basketball shorts, and I know he likes a certain team or whatever. Like I say, he's from California, so he likes, certain, I don't even know half the teams out there, but like the 49ers or whatever, and he'll be like, oh, that's my team. And I'm like, I took a picture. I thought of you today because I saw this team, or this football team, or this basketball team.
So you do know him, you know things about him, the things that he likes. Romance, what do you would consider like a romantic day that happens?
A romantic date that we went on? Okay, so I remember this one night, we got in a big argument, actually, and he told me to get in the car to go on a ride, and I really didn't want to go on the ride with him. And it was pretty late. It was like maybe like 9, 10 o'clock, possibly later, maybe 11 o'clock. And we went on a ride. We were just driving, and we went to Atlantic Beach. And we just went on the beach, and the temperature was pretty nice.
It was nice.
And we stayed on the beach until 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Just walking and talking, and I just thought it was the most beautiful thing ever. Like, we just drove for hours.
That's nice.
Listening to music, holding hands, and then we got to the beach. I didn't think he was going to bring me to the beach. And, I just forgot whatever I was upset at him for. And I don't know, it's just something about the beach and the calming of the water that just made me forget.
I love the beach, too. I think the beach is just so romantic. It's relaxing.
Very relaxing.
You can talk and just sit there and just watch.
And not only that, there was no one there. There was no one there. Normally when you go to the beach during the day, there are a lot of people, there are kids. It was just us. And so we just got to, think about us and no one else. And it was beautiful.
Okay, that sounds good. I know you did basically on social media. How does that affect the young generation?
Social media can get us in trouble sometimes. So we both have Facebook, Twitter, a lot of the other, Instagram and all that stuff.
Do you feel comfortable with that?
Yes and no. I think with me, I get very jealous quickly.
Jealousy is not good.
Jealousy is not a good thing. With him, he's very secure with who he is, and sometimes I feel like I might be insecure. And he's a man, so he'll see a nice picture, maybe of a woman, and he'll just click like. He won't say anything. He'll just click like, and I'll just get super like, why did you like this woman's picture? And he's like, babe, I don't know. I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah.
Who is she? I like that?
Yeah.
Yes, babe. At 12:39 p.m. on Sunday, the 5th, you like this woman's picture. He's like, well, she's a bodybuilder. And, I work out at the gym.
Yeah. And you know they respond back to those likes. They like, oh,
yes.
you look good too. Then, hey, you look good.
So I'm thinking, I'm going extremely overboard about something that doesn't really mean anything. That's totally innocent. And he's just like, babe, what is going on? What are you thinking? Because me as a woman, I'm not like liking guys' pictures. Yeah, as women, we may look, but I'm not gonna like it. And he's like, oh yeah, she's a bodybuilder. I'm gonna like her picture or whatever, because like I said, he's into that kind of stuff.
Right. So maybe just like maybe what she do. But you think he likes bodybuilding women, or?
I know he likes me. That's what really matters.
I know, right? Exactly.
I'm not into bodybuilding, but I go to the gym here and there to like maintain what I look like.
Right.
But I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. Maybe he's just like, hey, I go to the gym. She goes to the gym. That's cool.
But he didn't know her. Like,
he didn't know the woman. But it's just some silly stuff like that. I just. I don't know what I'm going through. Maybe I'm just stressed out that day, but I just get a little jealous or whatever. Maybe on Facebook, he's having a conversation with an old friend that I don't know. And I'm like, who is she? Like, explain yourself. And he's
but
like,
at least you have access to that as well, because I think it's something serious when a guy start hiding his Facebook or his social media platforms, and it's like, okay, babe, what's your password? And he's like, oh, why do you need to know that stuff?
I don't know his password or anything. I mean, it's all public. It's all out in the open. So it's not like I'm going through his Facebook.
Right, but it's like he has you as a friend, or you have access to his, because sometimes people like, I don't want to even have you.
Right, and it's all about trusting. And I do trust, even though I do get on his nerves a lot of times, I do trust him. Okay. So it's what you have to have trust for the relationship to work.
Right.
So.
And so you do have trust.
I do trust him, yes. Okay. Even though I nag him.
So which is like your further goals that you think you're going to be planning? Like, okay, 6 months. Do you have like, okay, maybe in 8 months we could do this, maybe, a year we can maybe move in together,
Yes, I'm definitely planning on that. I just want to make sure we grow together in a relationship as a couple. I just want to make sure, this is the right man that I want to be with, which I do believe so. And eventually, he pops the question and I say yes, we move in together.
So you're waiting for the question before you move in together, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of difficult because I'm like, I don't want to live with a guy and we're not really, and then what if it doesn't work out? I've tried that before and it didn't work out, and then I'm like, okay, now we have to separate, you have to get your stuff out of my apartment. That didn't go too well. So now I'm like, should I live with him first? So there are a lot of questions.
Yeah, and it could go both ways, because even if he does pop the question and you're, fiance, and basically it still can happen. Somebody still has to move on.
Yeah, that is true. And then, I do go over his house a lot of times and stay over there. He stays over there. So we kind of know what we like, what we don't like about each other in our living situation.
Let's talk about that. What does you think he loves about you? Or?
What does he love about me? I think it's because I'm kind of smart. So there's certain things he asks me questions about, like maybe about his budget, and I help him with that, with his finances. So he's not the greatest with his finances. He may spend a lot of money, and I'm like, hey, you can actually save money by going to this gym instead of this gym. And they also have the same equipment that you like, and so on and so forth. So I think he loves that about me, that I help him in that aspect and stuff. So.
Now, like traditions and stuff, would you think that would be your traditions, hypothetically, when you're, be together?
So like for holidays and stuff,
holidays.
I think switching on and off from going to families' houses. So like maybe for Thanksgiving, we'll go to his family house. Maybe Christmas, we go to my family's house. I think we just need to really sit down and communicate what we're gonna do, and we can't be selfish and say, hey, I'm going to go to my family's house.
So your family likes him as well? How's your family feel about him?
So my family knows a little bit about him. I feel like his family knows a lot more about me, but my family is aware about him. They do know him. They don't talk to him on the phone as much because I'm not much of a phone person. And my family's from the New York area, and like I said, his family's from California. So the fact that we're from two different coasts and the the time zones are different, it's very difficult for us to like, hey, I'm calling my family, you're calling your family, and they're on 2 different time zones.
Right, exactly. It's that 3-hour difference.
3-hour difference. So we definitely need to figure out a way like, hey, we're going to visit your family this time frame, and then maybe in a few months we're going to visit my family. Right. So I think my parents may like him. My dad, he's not going to like any guy that I end up with. So we're just going to have to see how that ends up.
Yeah. That's interesting. Now the families, do they know each other at all or no?
No, so that's going to go back to the tradition question. So hopefully, I'm hoping, one big holiday we have at, hopefully we get a house together. We have at my house.
Now, where would you plan on living since one is in California?
Right in the middle. Hopefully right in maybe like Texas or something. And they just come together and they could just meet halfway. Because I feel like that's the best decision.
Yeah, because, especially when it comes to marriage and stuff, you're like, oh my goodness, why are you having it in California? We don't have money to go out to California. And then if you have it to New York.
Exactly. So to be fair, we're going to have to you guys are going to have to meet us in the middle or something. Or one year we go to his house in California, or we go to, my house in New York, in the New York side of the family. So
if there's was something that you can change about him, what would that be, you think?
Sometimes when he's shy and nervous around new people, because I'm very outgoing, outspoken, I talk to new people all the time. I say hi to pretty much anyone and everyone.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, it can be
how
good
does he
or
feel
bad.
About that?
He does not like that. He feels like I'm too friendly if I meet guys,
So he has jealousy as well?
Sometimes he does, like I said, he's very secure, but he's just like, hey, you talk to everybody. Someone can snatch you up. Be careful who you talk to. And I said, yes, babe, but, I'm okay. I can take care of myself.
Right.
So I don't know if it's really a jealousy thing. I didn't see it as much of a jealousy thing. He just wants me to look out for myself. He thinks, everyone in the world is not as friendly as I am. Right. And people may be out to get me. So he says I shouldn't be as friendly and as talkative. And I feel like I would change that. He needs to get out of that mindset, because I don't think everyone is as bad as the news may make everyone out to be. Right.
Okay. So that sounds interesting. Yes. It seems like this may be the one. If it's not, you're still young, so you can still see.
My ovaries aren't young.
Yeah, but sometimes people want to explore more. You're still young, so do you feel like you are ready to settle down now?
Yes, because although people say they want to explore more, I want to explore more with him. Because I'm not getting any younger. Even though I'm young.
You're young.
I'm young, but a lot of these guys, they go through women, and I just want to be with the one and explore the world together with him. Right. So I don't want to spend all my life looking for a guy, and go through all these men and keep getting heartbroken and going through these motions. It just gets tiring. It's overwhelming, and I think once you find the one, you gotta hone him down.
That's true. I think that's true too.
Lock him down.
And like you say, he does stuff to see. You say he has humor in a sense.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Once he gets out that shy, nervous shell, he's pretty funny.
No, that's good. So what would you like? What does he basically do? Give examples of what.
I mean, it's corny funny. I don't really have any good examples, but he cracks jokes on his friends, maybe himself. Like he has a funny last name. I won't put his last name out there. But he'll crack jokes on his last name and such. If he knows his clothes don't match, he'll crack a joke on himself or maybe me. Like, you can't walk in those heels, girl. I don't even know why you trying. Just little silly things like that. Trying to make me happy, trying to make me feel good about myself, and it works.
Well, that sounds good.
Definitely works. So I can't complain.
Does he have any nieces and nephews?
Yes, he does. He has he actually has a lot of nieces, and I think that helps on how he treats women.
I would always think of that. I see how they treat their nieces and nephews and the young ones, and see if they have that for the family.
Right. And so he's like, I want some boys because I have a whole bunch of nieces, and I'm like, watch you gonna end up with a whole bunch of daughters. We're gonna have girls if we have kids.
Oh wow! And that's the thing, when they want a boy, and then you have it.
End up having girls. Yeah. I'm like, you're gonna have to learn how to do hair, put her hair up in a ponytail before school. He's like, don't jinx me. I said, as long as they're healthy, that's all you can ask for, right?
Yeah. So that sounds good. It seems like you're at a good start and everything. So just want to say that it just seemed like you're probably compatible.
I hope so.
Yeah, you're compatible.
I mean, it seems like it's so far, but you never know. Time will tell. 6 months, people.
It's too, yeah.
People show one part of them, so.
Say thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
You know, you had a great, hopefully you will last forever.
Hope so.
You know, to death do your part. But I just wanted to say thanks for being in Charlene Vision.
Thank you.
And have a great day. If anyone wants to be on Charlene Vision, just email me at charlenevision@gmail.com. Have a great night, guys.